20, verse 11. If the screen is not working, it's okay. They are still trying. I will read you from my Bible, from my translation. My translation says, but Mary stood outside of the sepulchre, weeping. And as she wept, she stooped down and looked into the sepulchre. See two angels in white sitting, the one at the head and the other at the feet, where the body of Jesus had lain. And they said unto her, Woman, why weepest thou? She said unto them, Because they have taken away my Lord, and I know not where they have laid him. This is one of the tragedies of the church today. When Jesus was alive, my friends, he told them very clearly. He told them very clearly, he will rise again. He will be risen. No tomb can hold him down. I have a privilege of going to the tomb. I was in Israel. I went to the tomb. I saw the empty tomb. What an amazing testimony. For the whole world, my friends, the tomb of Jesus is empty. He was never in the tomb. He was never in the tomb. They thought they put him in the tomb. Yes, the Bible says they put him in the tomb, but he was never there. What did he do? He was busy preaching the gospel. He went to the hell. He went underground. He was bringing out the people, even from there, the Old Testament believers that believed in God. If you read the Bible clearly, you understand very clearly. What was it happened? Number one, I said I will tell you four. Number one, weeping Mary. Why Mary was weeping? Who was this Mary? This Mary was possessed with 7 evil spirits. She had no help, poor lady. I don't think she was an older lady. She must be a young girl, walking on the streets, maybe naked, because she was possessed with the evil spirit. When we read about the man who was possessed with evil spirit, it says so many things about that man. When somebody possessed with evil spirit, how he was living in the tombs. He was hurting himself. They don't care whether they have clothes on them or not. Think of the crazy people on the street. They don't even realize they have no clothes on them. Hurting woman. Rejected woman. With no hope in her life. Nobody could be able to help her. When I compare that story with the man who was possessed with evil spirits, it says about him, no man can tame him. They tried to tie him down, but they could not. He was hurting himself, hurting people. That was the condition, that should be the condition, even with Mary. She's not just with, there are so many Marys in the Bible. Don't be confused. She's the Mary, the Magdalene. The difference is Magdalene is a name of a place. This Mary is from that particular place. Even the name of the mother of Jesus is Mary. And there is a James' mother, Mary. There are 4 or 5 Marys in the Bible. She is Mary the Magdalene. She was possessed with the evil spirit. And she met Jesus. She met Jesus. And the Bible tells us very clearly, Jesus delivered her from all those evil spirits. That girl has seen the power of Jesus. That girl has seen something which nobody can ever do for her. And she laid down her life totally, unconditionally. I'll tell you why I say that. She didn't care what the world thinks. She was not afraid of what people think. She was not ashamed of the gospel. She was never. I started reading to you from verse 11, but if I read you verse 10, you will understand the difference between her and the disciples. If I read you verse 10, John chapter 20, verse 10, then the disciples went back to where they were staying. My Bible says they went back to their homes. They heard Jesus was resurrected because Mary the Magdalene said. She ran to them. She told them. Peter and John, first actually they started coming, running to the tomb. They didn't believe it because she said somebody has taken away the body of Jesus. She didn't even believe that Jesus was resurrected. She even thought somebody has taken away the body of Jesus. Peter and John, they all came, disciples. But my translation says, then the disciples went away again unto their own homes. They went back to their houses. But Mary, I like that. It says, but Mary. Why Mary didn't go back to her house? Wherever she may be, she should have a place to stay. All the disciples went back where they were staying, but Mary did not. Why was Mary staying there? That was the last place she saw Jesus' body was put. Since she was healed, she never left Jesus. She was always with him. She even anointed his body. She might have thought, where can I go? Where can I go? How can I live without him? He gave me life. He healed me. He made me a normal person again. If I'm healthy, it's because of him. I don't want to live for myself. I want to live for him who healed me, who helped me. That must be her desire. She didn't want to be somewhere where Jesus was not. She was still there, crying. The angel asked him, why are you weeping, girl? And our answer I read to you, somebody has taken away the body of my Jesus. When I was reading that, when I was trying to understand that, she was willing to be there. Because that's the last place she saw Jesus was put into. She might have thought to herself, man, I cannot live without him. I cannot live without him. He is everything in my life. She was standing there crying. I told you, I will tell you 4 things. Number 1, the weeping Mary. What made me to come to the conclusion that Jesus was not resurrected to prove himself that he is God, but to reaffirm his love towards his people. When she was still crying, she saw a man walking by, and she thought he was a gardener. And she talked to him. She says, sir, she must be still crying. She said, sir, have you seen who has taken the body of my Jesus away from here? And she goes further and says, sir, tell me where his body was kept. It doesn't matter. I'm a Jewish girl. It doesn't matter what my culture says. I will go. I will find him. I will carry his body. Can a girl carry a dead body of a man? Even culturally, that was not allowed. But she doesn't care what people think. Everything she wants, brothers. Even if it is a dead body of Jesus, she wants to see the dead body. That's all she wanted in her life. She wants Jesus either by life or by death. What do you want, my friend? What are you? What is the desire of your life? I know the watch, I can't stop the watch. It's running too fast for me. I want to tell you so much. And then he says, my Bible says, he said, Mary. She did not recognize him when she saw him, but she recognized that loving voice. I can never forget the day Jesus met me. He did not call me an alcoholic. He didn't call me a murderer. He did not call me a gang leader. He called me son. Son, I have done all this for you. What would you do for me? If you ever heard the voice of Jesus, my friends, I get goosebumps even now. If you ever heard the voice of Jesus, you can never forget it. When she heard his voice, she recognized. And she says, Rabboni, Master. Imagine what would happen to her if Jesus has not revealed himself to her after he was resurrected. I believe she might have stood there day and night in sun and rain. And she should have laid down her life there. But Jesus is risen not to destroy our lives,